We are here on the very city walls of the city of Jerusalem, these ancient walls that protected the cities against enemies and also that served as a watchtower to recognize enemy armies that approached the city of Jerusalem. In 2 Kings chapter 6, the Bible reports us the story of Elisha the prophet in a city northern of Jerusalem, the city of Samaria. And it was probably on very similar walls, like here the walls of Jerusalem, when one morning the servant of Elisha went out and he looked out of the window and he saw the entire city of Samaria was surrounded by enemy armies. He panicked, he ran back to the prophet. He says, "Elisha, Elisha, we are lost. The armies of the enemy, they are surrounding our city." And Elisha came with him on those walls, and he had a look himself, and he looked out of the window, and as the servant was looking at Elisha, he saw suddenly a smile coming on the face of the prophet. And he wondered, why is suddenly the prophet smiling in such almost enthusiastic way? And Elisha says, "Don't you see, those who are with us, they are more than those who are against us." The servant still didn't fully understand what Elisha was talking about. And Elisha prayed a prayer. He says, "Lord, open the eyes of my servant that he can see what I am seeing." And then the servant looked out again. He looked on the armies, and suddenly, like with Elisha, his face became full of joy because he saw all the skies full of the angels of the Lord that was there to defend the city of his king. And I want to encourage you in this time in which we are living with COVID-19. You might feel your life is surrounded by all kinds of enemies. You feel it's a hopeless situation. You hear bad news in the news about lockdown, restrictions, about maybe even people passing away in your family, and you feel like surrounded and locked in by enemies that are attacking you on every side. And I want to encourage you for the year 2022 to do what Elisha did. Let me bring your attention to another prophet, the prophet Habakkuk. He was in a very similar desperate situation, and he made a strategic decision. In Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2, he says, "But I will man my watchtower. I will go out on my wall, on my watchtower, and see what the Lord has for my life. I want to hear to his voice." And I want to encourage you for 2022, you might be surrounded by very difficult circumstances, that you man your personal watchtower, that you go on your walls of your family, of your personal life, of your community, of your ministry, and that you ask the Lord, "Lord, allow me to see the situations around me like you see them." And I believe the Lord will answer you. Like in the times of Elisha, you might see that those who are with you are far greater than those who are against you. That the opportunities that God can give you for this coming years are far greater than the challenges that might be waiting upon you. And with this, I want to wish you a successful, a blessed, a breakthrough year 2022, right here from the walls of Jerusalem. And I pray that the Lord will open your eyes, that you can see the greatness of His purposes for you, for your life, and also for your family. And that you see God's victories in the year 2022. Please allow me to pray very briefly with you. Father, in the name of Yeshua, I do pray for every person that is watching this little program. And I ask you that you open their eyes towards your purposes. I ask you that you allow them to see the heaven full of angels standing at their side, that they recognize that he who is with them is greater than he who is in this world, that even though man might go against them, but you are with them to bless them, and that with you nothing is impossible. Father, bless all the listeners, and let this year 2022 be a year of victory for everybody. In the name of Yeshua I pray. Amen. I want to bless you again here from the walls of Jerusalem and wish you a very successful and a blessed year 2022.